All right, so we're going to try to do everything from my phone. I think that we can do everything from the phone.
Sure you can.
Oh, sign in. Well, all right. Got to turn it sideways. There it is.
Oh, you're not at your house?
No, I am at the house. It's just, I'm just trying. You gotta be kidding me.
Two-step verification.
Open up YouTube on my phone. Okay. My goodness. Yes, it's me. All right. So that's Zoom there, but I want Zoom.
So it shows it's recording.
Yeah, I think that's it. Being edit. Oh, Zoom wants to access your Google account. Yeah, I just never done this before on the cell phone because I've always done it on the computer.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure. Yeah, I want to see the next time.
There's
I'm
Will.
out and doing something.
Ears were burning. That's why he showed up. He goes, Linda's talking about me. I need to get in there now.
My ears.
Camera mom said so.
How y'all doing?
Doing good. We're trying to do this live show off my phone here and see if this works. So, all right, it does. Good deal. So
now for future.
Except your phone should be turned sideways.
Yeah, I'm not back over here. There we go.
No, it just feels good.
Still working
It feels good
on.
to tell you that because you're always telling everyone else that.
Yeah. Turn your phone sideways. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're so I can't really tell. Is my head off or am I completely in frame?
Clean your lens.
Right now, you're not completely in frame. Back there, well, you are there.
All right, let me clean the lens.
Hey,
I know.
I don't know.
It's like everything that I say to everybody else. Turn your phone sideways. Clean your lens. I mean, this is crazy what we're doing here. So I think that we're live, right? So this is live.
Yeah, we're live.
Live?
Hi, everybody who's listening. I don't know who's listening. I can't see the chat if anybody's on here yet.
All right, good deal. So looks like we're over in the backyard right now, and we didn't want to be inside where it's all stuffy. It actually cooled off over here in Arkansas, so we decided to jump on the cell.
I don't know who's listening. I hear somebody.
That was you.
Can you hear us?
Hmm?
Can you not hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder why.
I don't know. I heard another voice.
Oh, it's the voices in your head, Linda.
Yep. Did it sound like you?
I don't think so.
You should really get that checked out.
So Butch is here. So maybe you heard Butch. So we got Butch here. I'm here. Linda's here. Will's here. And I'm trying to do this all on the cell phone to see if I can go live and do a live stream that we've pre-set up, which we haven't been able to do in a long time. Can you guys hear me okay? I mean, is my audio all right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yep.
So I figured that we'll do something, short today, only because, it's going to be the 4th of July tomorrow, which reminds me, guys, Will in particular, since you're here and you do fly, do you plan on flying tomorrow night and watching the fireworks from the sky?
I do. Weather permitting, I do. And I have not checked the weather, so I really don't know. The trick to that is they tend, maybe it was just last year, maybe COVID stuff, they kind of did it early. Excuse me. No, it would have been COVID. They did it later. So it was after dark, and hopefully it'll be a little earlier this year.
Okay. I see you, Scuba Steve. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Yeah,
It's storming big time right now outside, and it's supposed to be nice weather tomorrow morning. I'm hoping it is because that's like our best chance to go flying. So I already got my stuff hooked up to the car. I'm ready to go, man.
Yeah,
That's
we got some stuff it looks like we got some stuff rolling in Wednesday and Thursday. So that's what it's saying anywhere. Another front, some kind of front. We need the rain, but some fronts coming through or whatever. So
I don't think we ever need the rain when it's a good day to go fly, and I think that's every day. So we don't need it to rain any days of the year, but we need it.
Really windy right now.
it
I
is
think I've
windy.
Oh yeah, it's very windy, huh?
Like this, at least the last couple of months, Steve. Right?
What?
It's good. You've been saying how windy it's been over there.
It has been. It's been ridiculous, dude. If it's bad for me, it's probably bad for Will too. It's it's like the whole East Coast is just a freaking wind tunnel right now.
Wind tunnel.
Well, this week it's supposed to be really nice all day from early morning till night. So we only had one student today. John Wayne came over to say hi, obviously.
That was nice.
Yeah, I saw John Wayne. Look at him.
Yeah, so we flew around, had a good time for a while. Called it early today because it was podcast day, but we don't have any guests tonight, so I figure well, let's just jump on a little bit earlier and just talk about what we're going to do this weekend or what we did this weekend, and do we have any plans for tomorrow? And we started talking about trying to get up there, up in the air and fly an hour before sunset and get that hour or that half an hour after sunset to watch fireworks. Has anybody done that before? Because that's what we plan on doing that tomorrow.
That'd be fun.
First time I did that was last year, and it was awesome.
Did you see this video? Oh crap. There we go. Well, it's kind of
What are we trying to look at?
he's showing it real fast. That is Ryan Roberts showing the new PPG smoke headsets.
Oh, did you get yours?
No, he just got them in today.
Oh, okay.
And at the bottom it says "Eat shit, haters." I guess he's got a lot of people mad at him because he doesn't. They were like, "Oh, you'll never get the headsets, and you'll never do the." But yeah, he got them in today. I was watching the track, and it said 2 something his time. So if he gets them shipped out, or some of them shipped out, great. If not, still gonna be after the 4th for sure. So we'll see.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
So if he doesn't get it shipped today, then he'll have to wait till the 5th to even ship them, and then it'll be the 7th before. If I'm in the first batch that he ships out, who knows?
Well, I was flying today and I just had my regular iPhone buds in, and I put some foam around the microphone, and I was flying around talking with people, and they didn't even know that I was flying. The iPhone has really good noise
Were
cancellation.
you using the mic from the earbuds or?
Oh no, it wasn't an Airbud. No, these were the remember back in the day, like a couple years ago, where they actually had wired.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I actually had the wired in, and I put the foam around the microphone.
Oh, around the mic part. I got you. Huh.
My phone, and I had my chest mount. So I flew today, and I was making phone calls while I was flying this morning, and no one even knew that I was flying. I know, right? Something that's free with
Right.
is pretty awesome, and a chest mount. I mean, obviously there's wires, but look at Will and I. We fly with the noise cancellation Bose, and they're wired.
I mean, I got how many I think I got 3 microphones on my headset right now. Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying.
So why would somebody need?
One's for my 2-meter radio.
Oh, I guess he was trying to say it. I missed that, Steve. What are the 3 microphones for?
One's for the GoPro, one's for my Bluetooth so I can hear gaggle, and the other one is for my 2-meter radio.
What do you need a microphone for gaggle for?
Well, it's not gaggle. It's just it's already built into the Bluetooth. So
Oh, I got you.
yeah, that one's already there.
Yeah, that was funny. I had my earbuds in the wired ones for my iPhone. And of course, I got the chest mount. And I had my gaggle on, and it wasn't going through my earbuds. I could hear it on the speaker on the phone, but not
Wow.
not through my wired earbuds.
No,
That's
it
weird.
definitely comes through the Bluetooth on my the gaggle. It'll be like, oh, you're 2 miles from your LZ, blah blah blah. It tells me all that crap.
Huh.
That's way.
Especially if we do that little mini cross country tomorrow, because there's too much water around here. And since Linda's posting pictures of people dying in water, I'm like freaking out now.
Did that person die?
The passenger did.
Passenger did.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
a tandem.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
terrible.
It is. It's sad.
That is sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just saw it.
Definitely
on
just saw it on just
Kevin's.
before I logged on. I just saw something about it, but I know nothing about it.
Well, the guys I fly with like flying low, but I tell you, if we get in their water, I'm like, y'all hold on a minute, because I'm about to gain some altitude. Y'all just wait. They can go on across. I'm going to go up, 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 so that I can glide to whatever out I need, because I'm not going to be like 300 feet over the water and then my motor go out and go, oh crap, I guess I'm going in. No, that's stupid.
Yeah. You can't you can never be too careful, That's why.
No,
That's
it don't
why I
take but
look at
one
it.
screw up like that and you're done.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel and I'm the same way, Steve. Is like if I get close to water, I make sure that I go up and up and up and up, and I got plenty of glide slope that no matter where about if I run out of gas, a motor out, prop, whatever happens, right? It's not if something's going to happen, it's when. Just like
There you go. Yeah.
Just like a car. In a car, right? You never say if I have a flat tire. It's not if, it's when you have a flat tire. So that's the way I feel too. Make sure you're high enough that you can glide anywhere.
Yeah.
I have been doing a lot of getting up really high and purposely either running out of gas, just letting everything run out, or killing my motor at 1,000 or 2,000 feet, and just trying my spot landings.
Yeah, I saw that last video you just did with the motor off. That's good. Yeah.
I wonder how many people out there actually do that. Steve or Will, do you go up high enough and just try to spot land every time you come in for landings?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Will. I try to spot land pretty much every time, and 90% of the time I turn my motor off. As long as I know I'm coming in for a good approach, I go ahead and kill the motor. I'll wait if I'm not sure, but if I know it's smooth, I'll just go ahead and kill the motor. But otherwise, I wait till I get maybe 100 feet, then I'll kill the motor. So the prop's not spinning at all by the time I hit the ground.
I always do a spot landing, and I very rarely kill my motor. And when I first started, my first year or whatever, I always killed my motor, but
Right.
I keep my motor on. I'm confident enough with my my landing skills to keep my motor on, and it has come in handy more times.
Yeah,
especially
that
when
was great when I was doing those touch and goes, the motor being on. That was, man, because you could just glide and just barely touch down and take right back off. That I like that. And the wind's going to be like that tomorrow. I think it's 12 miles an hour, so that should be fine. Yeah.
Do you fly in 12-mile-an-hour wind?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I just sent Linda Kramer. She's going to jump in.
It's
Okay.
12 with 17-mile-an-hour gusts, but I don't think there's going to be that many gusts tomorrow. All this weather that we got now is going to push through, and it's going to calm. It's probably going to change overnight and go really calm.
That's good.
It was showing 6 or 7 miles an hour until today, and then it changed. I was like, oh, great. Now they're not going to want to go fly.
So, does anyone know how to retrieve a hacked Facebook account? Has anyone experienced that? Because I haven't.
Mm,
Have
Uh,
what now?
When mine was hacked,
Oh.
Facebook destroyed it and I can never get back. It's gone. So my Facebook that I have right now was my second only for friends Facebook, and the other one I had was for, just all paramotor stuff. And I think I had 5,000 friends and a ton of different pages. And then I was hacked, and they must have done something, and Facebook killed it, saying that I
Oh, I
violated.
remember that.
Yeah, and I lost everything. I lost everybody. So I had to like re-find everybody on Facebook with this particular account. So I don't know, man.
you should go use LastPass, Will.
That's what I got.
Yeah, because it'll make a really long password. Nobody's gonna hack that damn thing.
I use
No.
Bitwarden is what I use. So James says he doesn't understand why people land with the motor on. It's a wide open field. Why land with the motor on? And yeah, that's just a personal choice right there. I mean, I land with my motor on, but like I said, my first year I did not. I always killed my motor before landing. And
Doesn't everybody land with their motor on?
no,
I put my motor on, especially if I'm foot dragging and stuff like that. But just recently I've been enjoying getting up really nice, and I'm enjoying getting high
there you go. There you
Right.
go.
and gaining lots of altitude in my paramotor.
And here's another thing. Another thing is I like the option of always having the ability to go around if something goes wrong.
Yep,
So,
that came in handy when I landed in that real bad wind. I had to go around 4 times. So yeah, I didn't cut the motor off then for sure.
Yeah, definitely
you-
high wind. You definitely want to come in on power, because you
Yeah.
might be on power at 25% after you land, just to stay in one place.
Yeah.
There's times like Scuba Steve said, is that he's flying in 10, 12, 15 mile an hour wind. And if you come in for a landing and you're not on power, you could be taken back and you could turtle and, basically break stuff. So yeah, if you're
Yeah.
coming 15 mile an hour wind, you land on power, usually staying at about 25% until you're able to grab your C's after you turn around, obviously, and pull your wing down, and then you kill your motor.
Yeah.
Did you see that on the paramotor page? Jack Clark, he's in where's he in Britain? They were doing a big fly-in, and they were doing touch and goes.
Yeah.
Did you what do they call it? Not touch and goes, what do they call it? Spot landings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch that?
No, that's what I was saying. I've been really enjoying
That is
spot.
just like, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys saw that, they had that big old sheet, like paper or whatever, on the ground. And basically the guys, either they have their trikes or just paramoting, and they have to land on that paper or whatever, on that target. And they have to like hit it with their feet or whatever, and it was like a contest.
That
And
spot I'm
some-
taking off from tomorrow is, if you can't spot land, you don't want to take off from there because there's not a lot of room, and there's wires here and wires here, and then it's straight water this way. So if you can't land in that little bit of area, you're going in the water or over in some wires. So you got to be able to spot land at
Well,
least
they
pretty
just,
close.
yeah, they just do it like, they were just doing this thing like a contest kind of thing, they put a big old, almost looks like carpet, whatever, and it's got all kinds of things on it, and they have to land like a target, and they have to land like in the middle of that,
Well,
that
Sean's
big-
got a big enough field. They could throw a target out
uh,
there and do that. No
and,
problem.
be able to touch, toe tap it or whatever, either the middle of it or whatnot, they get points and all that stuff, but it's pretty funny. There's a few of them that almost, almost turtled it coming down. And the thing that scared me was like when they were doing it with
Stay in the
trikes.
shelter.
Trikes are like boom, 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 kind of thing. I was like, I don't know if I want to be on a tandem when they were doing that, even though it was fun to watch, but landing like that. Yeah, it was on the paramotor page, Jack Clark. He's a funny dude. If he didn't live so far, I'd probably, try to get him on the show. But
Hey,
he-
Bill H says I can land with motor on if I'm doing touch and goes. And then James says parachutes don't have motors, and so obviously they don't use them. Unless there's a touch and go, sees no logical reason and land with your motor on, more of a hazard than anything. Again, I mean, it's back to your personal skills, your comfort level. And as with anything else, risk versus reward, right? So my personal choice is to land with my motor on.
I think it depends on a lot of factors as
Oh,
far as
I was watching the wrong page. I was like, where are you seeing these people talk? I was looking at some other thing that Sean had going. Okay.
what do I have going.
Yeah, right now it just says season 4. That's the title. The other one that said live at blah, 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 8 o'clock, that it was just a blank page. And I was like, there's nobody talking.
Oh, no. So it didn't work on here.
No, it didn't work. I'm surprised.
I
Well, it's
thought it
8
did.
o'clock now, so I mean,
Oh, well,
we're chatting with all the chatters, so
Yeah,
Oh.
somebody sees us, right?
yeah.
Well, there's
Do we-
10 people in there. I think if we were on the right title one,
we're
I
on
wonder
there.
if there was people on the other one because
Oh, I clicked on the live.
okay. Let's go in here and start.
So
All
what,
right.
are people seeing this right now? Because I sent Linda the link to jump in the chat. Maybe she's jump in the,
yeah,
Oh.
look at there. Eric Von Eric donated $5 in the other channel, which you wouldn't even see because you're not there.
Hey,
Oh, no.
poor Eric.
oh,
He's sitting there by himself. Oh,
no.
man.
No wonder Linda's probably lost. Oh, I better tell her. We're
Should I send
Yeah.
him over to the other one, Sean?
I
Yeah,
go ahead
let's
and,
go
let me get the link for the new one.
I'll add the link to the page so that they can join us.
Yeah. Oh, will you? Okay.
All right, let's go ahead
again.
and yeah, so I'll go ahead and kill this live stream and try to get back to our regular live stream. So let's go ahead and kill this live stream. Stop.
There you go.
All right, and live on custom streaming service. Okay,
Uh-oh, let's see.
that's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I was like, are we live? Because Will keeps reading off questions and I didn't see anybody. Oh, we were just talking.
Yeah, all right, that's what it was. We were streaming on the other one.
Oh, now we're on the right channel. Okay.
We're on the right channel. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we were outside talking on the other live stream. So wow. All right, see if I can switch it from this and still be on.
Maybe that's why Linda wasn't on here yet, because you can't find us. Should find. Even though I sent her is it the same Zoom link, right? That's in the chat, in the guest chat?
No, yes. Same
Okay.
Zoom.
Okay, that's what I sent her. Okay, I'll tell her. Okay. So we're good now?
We're good.
Everyone here yet?
No, wait, what happened?
Right?
What happened?
I think he killed the one that we were all on.
Yeah, he killed the season 4 one. Now we're on the one that we were supposed to be on.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Are we?
Fireworks from the Sky, Running to the Sky Paramotor Podcast, episode 177. That's what I'm on now.
Well, I just sent him the link to,
Where you just typed the link a minute ago, and now we're over there.
All right. There we go. Sorry. You should be able to hear me now. Yes, everything's good.
yeah, but everybody is on the other page. Yeah.
Okay. Can someone put in that other page this link?
Yeah, I'll let Will get it because last time we both posted.
My goodness. I thought this would have done it to the live custom stream, but it didn't.
I can
How-
see how that would be
How
confusing.
dare you kick me off?
Who said that?
Gary Simmons, Simon. Simon.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what, where we're at here.
All right, so let's go ahead and share this. Copy the link. And then oh shoot, where's YouTube? Where's your, no, Safari.
Bill, you didn't go over there with John Wayne? You could have been you and John Wayne and Sean over there. Why didn't you go hang out when John Wayne went over there, Bill?
It's not like Arkansas is right around the corner.
No, that's true.
That's a long drive. That's further even than Kyle, isn't it? A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, well, Arkansas is just a little bit north of it. Oh, you was working. Okay, gotcha, Bill. Well, that makes sense.
Oh, Bill, I'm sorry. I thought you said Will.
No, you would have been good. Yeah, that's too far. Angela, I hope to go flying tomorrow because, the Air Force Base is closed, so we don't have to call for permission. We can just fly. I actually could take off in this field behind my house, but I'm kind of worried to do that because I'd have to go over water, and I don't want to do that.
Angela Preslick was at Mountain City, Tennessee. And gosh, we're going to be there August 1st. At least I am.
I'll say to Tennessee.
It's a great flying.
Let me know when it's okay, and I'll let Linda know she can jump in.
Yeah, we're on
Are we
correctly.
good now?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good now.
Okay.
Unbelievable. That was, I really thought that we're doing it to, it's a live stream with the custom stream, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sorry,
so-
peeps.
Yeah, if anyone made any comments in the last whatever, they're on the others. I don't think I can get back to it.
Uh-oh. Well,
yeah,
don't they just
it'll be
have
gone
to,
now.
don't they just hit that, what do you call it? Reset on the
Yeah.
computer? And then
Am I going to Moonshiners? Moonshiners is in Tennessee,
refresh,
right?
refresh.
Yeah, it's on Tennessee, North Carolina border.
Is that's in August?
August 1st.
Ooh,
That's an awesome flying.
that's coming up quick. I don't know if I can make that one.
What's up, Matt Sloper?
Let me check the calendar here.
All
Jump
right.
in the Zoom.
I think we
Michael?
got it right. I think
Jump
we
in
got
the
it.
Zoom, Michael.
August 1st is on the Tuesday. That's a weird day to start a fly-in.
The
Hmm.
link is in the guest chat, Michael.
That's because it's all week long.
Oh, okay.
Matt Sloper.
Hmm.
Okay.
Your boyfriend owns a mountain? Well, okay, Angela. I come.
Hmm.
Oh, good. Bill, I said I got a notification when this one started, the other stream stopped. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so what we try to do, guys, is I try to do everything on the phone to see if I could have the phone stream to the live custom stream, but it didn't. It just started another stream, and that's why everybody was on the other stream. And I had to go in on my PC and actually make this work.
Okay.
That was
We got
that was extreme.
John Wayne's already made it back. Look at there.
John Wayne, what's up, buddy?
What's up, John? Angela asked what we're all going to do for the 4th of July.
Joshua Marsh is in the air. Tap gaggle to see his flight. All right, Joshua Marsh.
John, you were one of the first people to go to stand on the new training grounds over there.
Yeah, John Wayne. Yeah, he checked that out. He was really impressed. I can't wait to actually have our new school built. The second part of the slab is going to be poured on Wednesday.
Yep.
Which is the day after Independence Day, and then I don't know when are we going to have the builders out to build?
After they take the picture of it, prove that the slab's there. That's what he
Oh,
told
they
me.
said?
What he told me,
Really?
he's got to take a picture and send it into the company to prove that the slab is poured and the plumbing's running.
Oh, okay.
Then they'll come out there and build the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda said, she said it says it's unable to join this meeting.
Is she logged in?
And she has to log in to Zoom.
Oh, she doesn't have Zoom. She says she doesn't have a commercial Zoom account.
You don't need a commercial Zoom account. All you
Yeah.
need is an account. When you have a free account, then you can use our link to join. So
Yeah.
you don't account. We had that happen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was one of our guests that couldn't join us
Oh.
because they thought that you need a commercial account. No, get a free account and then
Yeah.
use the link in the guest chat.
Tony
Or-
said, when's the first flying gonna be there?
The first flying over at Run into the Sky,
Yep.
I would assume after the building's built. I'm not.
Well, they're gonna throw that together in like 2 days, you know.
I'm hoping,
Yeah.
but then we still have the inside to work on though.
Well, that'll take a long time, but yeah, as long as the outside's done, who cares?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I'm not sure, but we definitely do want to do one sometime this year for our first annual. And then next year, we're going to have that, our second annual during the eclipse, which will be April 8th of next year. And then who knows when we're going to have it every year. I mean, maybe we'll keep it April 8th. I don't know.
I'd like to keep 2 a year. That'd be nice.
2 a year?
Heck, yeah.
What,
Why
at the
not?
school?
Yeah. at the
Well, we
school.
also have Serenity Island over in Florida. So maybe we can do a big one over in Serenity Island in Florida.
There's Mike.
Yep.
There's popping in.
Boom. Connecting
Hey.
to audio. It's working. As soon as his audio clears,
Whoop,
thinking
whoop,
about
whoop,
it.
whoop. Right.
And now he has audio.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Will.
Good
How's it
deal.
There you are, bud. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Y'all
Doing
ready
good.
for the 4th?
Definitely ready to fly during the 4th of July. And I think that I saw Tony Marzano say something about flying during the 4th of July or somebody. Did you see something like that where he was asking, is it legal to fly?
Mr. Vegas.
Hey, I
Question.
was,
Will.
telling-
Legal to fly during fireworks. Isn't it too late? Is that what it says?
Is it too late?
Is it too late? Oh, to ask the question? So, I don't think that it's illegal to fly during fireworks, long as we are flying within the correct airspace. There's no TFRs.
Yeah, but they usually don't start the fireworks till well after sundown. So, I mean, unless people start shooting them early, then yeah.
There's always people that are shooting fireworks though.
Yeah.
And so I think that, going up there, and I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of fireworks
I
in
hope.
that half an hour after sunset. Because I mean, driving around, you
See
see
'em all the
fireworks
time.
all over. Can you
Me
imagine?
personally, with all the people that like shooting mortars off, I would not like to be flying at night and go, oh, look, a target, that somebody on the ground, boom, and shoots that at you.
Who shoots off mortars?
They do, it's everywhere.
Mortars.
Well, that's what I call them. The little balls that you put in the tube and boom, it explodes really big. That would burn a hole in the wing real quick.
Yeah,
What
PG wings are very flammable.
what
Yeah.
is the altitude of
Range on
these?
things.
Yeah, what are the altitudes that these things usually get up to?
I would say not above 500 feet. So if you're above that, you'd probably be fine.
And
Yeah.
as long as you're in G airspace, and there's no shelf or airport, then you can get up to 1,200 feet after sunset legally, or up to
I know that's.
at the top of your
About
G.
about.
Mhm. And that's all I want to do is just fly up there and watch, watch it
Yeah.
all around. I hope nobody shoots at us, but if we do, I'm going to have video cameras all over the place. So we're going to find out if they're shooting
Yeah,
fireworks.
I
at
hope
us.
nobody shoots at you. I'm thinking
I
of
never
what,
thought of
what
that.
somebody's been drinking would do. And that's what they do. Oh, look, shoot at that guy. He's flying up. Yeah.
Yeah. So long, I just looked it up. So between 200 and 500 feet.
Right, yeah.
That's
There
it.
you go.
They're
Yeah,
not-
because I mean, unless they're commercial fireworks, they don't go that high. The big ones they do, but we
How-
won't be at that time.
What altitude are the big
There
commercials?
she is.
That's it, 200 to 500 feet.
That's
Is-
it.
That's,
Yeah, that's the commercial.
or
Wow.
is that stuff that you can buy at the store down the road?
Let me just check here.
Down the road, I think it's 200 to 500.
I see the top of your head, Linda.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Mhm.
get in. That was
A
hard.
small fireworks show might have two
Yeah, we had,
diameter
we-
shells being launched, which reach a height of anywhere from 200 to 500 feet. But a very large fireworks show, like the ones that takes place at the Statue of Liberty, can go up to 1,000 feet.
There you go. I knew the big ones went higher than 500 feet.
Well, those are the special ones, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta
the
have lights.
special ones. Yes.
They don't shoot those till it's well past sundown. It'll be 9, 10 o'clock. Usually.
Oh, you don't want to be flying up there then.
No.
Oh.
No, sunset's about 8:30 over here, so we can fly until 9 legally with the strobe. So that'd be pretty fun to be up there and just watching, at the top of our, uncontrolled airspace.
Oh, it looked cool. Yeah, if you're nowhere near where they're actually shooting them, that'd be awesome. I just don't want to be anywhere near where they're shooting.
Do 60 and watch them, in a big 360 circle, and just enjoy watching the fireworks.
Well, you
from,
got a 360 cam. Do it.
No, I mean turn in a 360 while watching visually.
Oh,
Because that you can't really tell on video. I want to go up there and have the video camera going, but I want to see everything with my own eyes.
right. Oh,
And
I agree.
because on camera, the hell's that? That's not what it looked like. All I see is little dots, little specks over there.
Yeah, even the people that
Oh, that's
watch the
pretty
videos we shoot on paramotors, you get the gist of what it would look like, but it's not like doing it yourself. When you're up there, man, it's a whole new world. I don't know how to explain that. It's awesome.
That is true.
Yeah, we was riding the other day.
Everybody else.
I know that building.
Linda, did you fly today?
No, I didn't fly today. I haven't flown for a couple of weeks, but I hosted a big fly-in this weekend.
Oh yeah, where?
Going to one?
I'm going to go to Endless Foot Drag, but I hosted a fly-in at my camp this weekend. I host a recreational campground. And so I set up a fly-in because Cody wanted to fly into a campground.
Oh,
And so everybody came up and camped out. I had 18 pilots coming in, including a Sea Ray amphibious plane, which had to land at the airport because I have no water, and a Sea Cat bush plane. I mean, a bush cat bush plane.
wow. Wow.
Oh, it's been a month since I went flying. Wow. It seems like it's been longer than that.
Yeah. So you had a full crew then at your site, Linda.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did some fishing, flying, friends sitting around the campfire. It
Yeah,
was great.
that's cool. Well, that was nice. Yeah, that was nice of you to. So you just kind of opened up the what was it, campground you said that you stay at?
Yeah, I'm the host here, so I've lived here for a little over 2 years. So I
Oh,
opened up our group site and invited a whole bunch of people to come up and fly. Travis
Oh.
Landry came out and flew. Travis and Rain and Ron Turan, a bunch of people. It's just a bunch of pilots that all hang out down at Lone Star. But I
Yeah.
invited all the instructors because my park is a bowl and I have high ridges all around, so we get a lot of turbulence and stuff. So I didn't invite any new pilots, but
Okay,
I invited a lot of instructors and seasoned pilots who might be able to, so they could come out and see what it's like. It was so great. I'm going to host another one in November.
was that the first one that you did?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's cool.
That
I
is
do-
cool.
I designed
Yeah.
vinyl stickers that said fly in, camp out, had a little tent and a paramotor guy and said grill and the
Uh-huh.
date. Yeah. And then I just redid the design because I had 2 airplanes come in. So I had to take the paramotor guy off and put airplanes on the sticker, but everybody got stickers and it was a ton of fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you had good weather for it then, right?
No, a storm came through, but
Oh,
it was let's see, they flew Saturday and then they flew Saturday evening and Sunday morning. So everybody went fishing Saturday morning and they went out to the swimming pool Saturday afternoon. It was stinking hot. It was like 108 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was a lot of fun though.
yeah.
You're
That's
funny,
where-
Tony.
Texas?
Uh-huh.
Where were you
Yes.
at? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
see what Tony posted, Linda?
Uh,
Uh-huh.
Scuba
But-
hat.
what did Tony post? Oh,
It says, is Linda wearing anything?
Oh, me. Oh,
Because
yeah.
all we
look.
can see is hair. It's just hair.
oh, it's like I'm wearing my flag shirt.
There you go.
There. I should have put the screen down farther. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, closer.
No,
Yeah,
Now-
I was a mermaid. I was doing the
I see.
mermaid.
How do you fish with no water?
Yeah.
We have flying fish down here in Texas. No, I'm just kidding. I live 7 miles from Pace Bend, which is a county park, and we had an agreement with. I went over and talked to them, and they were excited to see paramotor pilots flying over the park and in and out of the park. Nobody actually flew in and out of Pace Bend, but they did. Travis Landry took his boat down there, and everybody went down and fished for a while at Pace Bend. And then when they got in the air, they flew. They didn't fly. I don't know if anybody flew all the way over to Pace Bend. Cody was up there for quite a while. And I know everybody was flying over by Muleshoe, which is 4.5 miles from me. We got a big complex of LCRA parks down here. So they got to fly over the Lake Travis and the Colorado River, and my dry used to be water, but the lake is over 40 feet low.
Oh, wow. The Colorado River is?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
that's
Travis,
sad.
Travis Lake is over 40 feet low. So I'm on Travis Lake, which is where the Colorado River widens out a ways. Then they call it Travis Lake, but my park is the high point, and I have an inlet coming from Lake Travis. You can still hike a mile from my park and get to Lake Travis,
Yeah.
but it needs to come up 40 feet to fill my park again. If it comes up 20 feet, the whole east end of my park will be underwater. The west end will still be a perfect LZ, and I'll have all the campsites. We'll have the best of everything.
Wow. Yeah, I remember 2016. That was last time I was in Laughlin, Nevada. And I remember the water was low then. The Colorado River was really low. It used to be so pretty, and it was just kind of, yeah, that was 2016. It was yucky.
Yeah. In 2018, we had a
Sad.
flood. In 2018, we had a flood, and it took out the Kingsland Bridge, and my park. There's one ecosystem bathroom in my park, and it was 8 feet underwater. But since 2018, we haven't had enough rain for the lake to hold its level. In the last 2 years, we've had 10 inches. And I know what we've had because I set up a weather station outside when I moved in here. So it's just, we're in our 5th year beyond severe drought.
Goodness.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, where'd Sean go?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Maybe his phone died.
So I'm gonna play
Hang
this.
on.
I want to play this video here real quick and see
Okay.
if anyone can, it's a real short video, and see if anyone can figure out where this is. James, you should be watching. And there we go. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Yep. Sean's back.
What's up, Sean?
Sorry, our Wi-Fi went down, so I had to turn on 5G.
That was it.
Man, we're getting frame rate like a bank camera.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? Dang it.
I don't know.
Didn't optimize.
Did not optimize.
Yeah.
Try this, see if this works better.
So what is this that we're looking at?
Yeah, that's much better.
I want to see if anyone can figure out where this is.
Someplace on Earth.
Sticksville, North Carolina.
There's your hint right there.
Hickory.
Bad apple.
Is it Greenland?
Greenland.
Is that moonshiners? I don't know.
Yes, it is. Good guess, man. And you never even been there.
No, but it looks like that type of terrain from what you were saying. It was before.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I saw the little airport for just a brief second, then it went away. I was like, okay,
Yeah, it's Mountain City.
cool.
Can't believe our Wi-Fi went out.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, our Wi-Fi went out, so I'm glad that we are on the phone because it's just easy to turn on 5G and get back there again.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah, man. Do you have storms in the area or what?
It sure clouded up a lot.
Yeah.
It looks like the bottom is gonna drop out on us, but I didn't see anything as far as the weather. It said it's supposed to be all day today.
That's still really windy outside.
I mean, it's not windy. I mean, it's
Sitting
it's
still here.
still as can be, but we got a little bit of cloud cover, which would, that perfect flying.
How
Why are
y'all
we
get
not?
so lucky?
I don't know.
We-
Winds can be real local too, Steve. We don't have the winds that we haven't been getting the winds that you've been getting up there. But you're probably closer to the.
It's only 14 miles an hour right now with 21-mile-an-hour gusts. But
Oh, send it, dude.
Yeah.
send it.
Good luck. Yeah, go ahead.
Jeez.
Send it on the trike, doing it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're backwards strike.
113 degrees in Vegas today. That's ridiculous.
113.
Yeah. It's freaking hot.
You cooking eggs on.
Right.
I don't
not
miss
that
that
hot.
at all.
In Vegas, you can actually hear the sun.
This is
What is that noise? It's like some porch.
You can fry an egg on the sidewalk.
you could fry an egg on your forehead, probably. That's hot.
Yeah, I forgot, when was it? We had, it was 122 degrees. 2000, what was it? It was on Facebook. Maybe Tony or Angela remember, but it was, yeah, it was 122 degrees. So I lived to tell that one. I was
That's
still
how-
living in Arizona.
Cut out, Sean. What'd you say?
I said that's how I cook my French fries in the oven. Turn on 22 degrees.
Needles,
gosh.
Needles, California used to be the hottest place in the country. I don't know if it still is or not. A long time ago.
Oh, when I was living there, it was always like perfect almost throughout the year, like 72 degrees. But I guess it
go to
depends.
Death Valley.
What?
Yeah.
I think Death Valley was like 124 today.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, Death Valley. Yep.
I bet you.
remember.
Yeah. 'cause
It was
we-
only 93 here, so we didn't have 117, but that's still hot.
So that is like actual temperature. That's not like heat index or real
No,
feel.
that was
That's
actual
No,
temperature
that's the real
93
temperature.
in super humid conditions as
But
usual.
it's not humid though. It's only like 7% humidity.
oh, the dry heat. Oh, that's
Oh,
fine.
that's fine, yeah.
7%.
Yeah, just your skin on your arms feel like it's frying like bacon.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't leave the paramotor out in the sun. That's for sure. Oh my
Yeah, our
God.
humidity is 83%.
I never
Well,
thought
it's
about
like
that.
you might as well just take a shower in humidity.
Pretty much.
As far
93 degrees with 83% humidity.
The
It's
hottest ever recorded is 134 degrees in the
Like-
United States in Death Valley. Do people live there?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
They have a resort called Furnace Creek. So they got places people go down there and stay in the resort. And they got a pool and stuff like that and palm trees and stuff.
Palm Springs is really hot too. And I remember doing a rodeo in Brawley. And oh God, it was so hot that day. Oh my goodness. And I remember staying in Palm Springs and for the night or something. And oh, it was
Yeah, it gets hot.
the dead of summer. It was horrible. It was so hot. Oh my gosh.
So have you guys thought about this? Because Butch and I were just looking at each other and talking about this a second ago. If it's 100 and some actual degrees, and we know that our wings will degrade in sunlight, do when people buy used wings and used gear, do you even think about where the gear was flown, and
Right.
when? Because that would just really destroy a wing, man, and your paramotor, all sorts of stuff.
Not really. I mean, like I bought my last wing and it was inspected and they do a porosity check. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if it passes the porosity check and then it still should be good. I mean, I actually, when I go flying, I take like an old easy up canopy and I lay it on the ground. And then when I'm not flying, I throw the canopy over top of my wing to prevent it from sitting there in the UV sun for an hour or two.
Are you saying that you're throwing a can of pee on your wing?
A can of pee.
I'm
Not a
throwing
can of
on,
pee.
not a canopy, like a canopy, like an easy.
Canopy.
Yeah, like don't
Linda-
watch out. Hey,
Linda-
don't let dogs go near your wings because they like to pee on wings
Yeah, that's right.
for some reason. They
Like-
do.
Well, I mean, he said he threw a can of pee on his wing. I'm like, why would you want to throw a can of pee on your wing?
I don't know who pees in a can.
I don't know who pees in a can. I don't know. Some of this European.
Not me, I'm kidding.
You don't know
You're so silly.
apparently over here.
It might be Arkansas humor.
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just like how people mispronounce some of the names in Arizona. Tempe, they say Tempa. People that, come down to visit Tempa and then Point Tapatio, they say Point Tapatio, and they just kill some of the names
no.
in Arizona, some of the places.
I got a question for you, Linda.
Yes, which
Anyone, who
Linda?
knows- the Paramount, anyone who knows this, don't say it, but what's the correct pronunciation of the capital of Kentucky? Is it Louisville or Louisville?
Oh, Kentucky? Everybody says Louisville.
Yeah, okay, it's Frankfurt.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think it is Louisville.
that was an intentional screw up right there.
Yeah.
Like, is it Louisville or Louisville? I'm like, wait, that's not the capital.
You guys, you're as bad as Robert. You see my son when he came to visit and everything. he starts a conversation like, I think I told you about this. Well, he started the conversation with, yeah, he goes, people are telling me that when they see you on the show that you sound like an owl.
Whoa.
Butt hurt. An owl? What do you mean? What do you mean? And what he was trying to do, he was trying to get me to say,
Who?
"Who?"
Who?
But I didn't. Because I was so intense with the conversation because I was like, what? They said, what? And they and my grandson called me today and he was laughing about that. Yeah, he goes, Grandma, I heard you you sound like when you're on your show, you sound like an owl. I'm like, oh, not you too.
I
I
guess,
haven't tried this yet, but I do have one of these.
what is it?
This is that
Oh,
hydrophobic filter.
yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
get one of those. They're only $14 on Amazon, the small one.
There you go.
And it's working well for you? Have you noticed?
Well, I
any-
haven't I haven't had any gas yet that I thought had water in it, but I'm gonna try it. I may have some stored away that may have water in it. I'll try it and see what it does. It takes the trash out too.
Nice. I think we lost.
Oh,
he's
For
back.
those of y'all that didn't see, I don't know if we showed it on the show. This is called Mr. Funnel. Scary Barry did a video on this. And basically it's a hydrophobic filter. So if you get water in your gas, you can pour the gas through this and it takes the water out of the gasoline and all the crudge that's in there.
I got water in my gas, I got trouble.
Well, you know, some people let their gas sit in a can and who knows? Maybe not for your paramotor, but hell, for anything, lawnmower, whatever.
Yeah, I guess, I suppose that if you're gonna fill up any gas can, or.
We're gonna need that link. All right, hold on, Bill. I'll find it for you.
I don't think my microphone works very well on this.
It's breaking up every once in a while, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
I sent the link,
Oh, you sent a link? Okay, cool.
but
later
I
on.
wanted to pull it up because I had questions about it. See if I can.
There's different versions of it. Yeah, that one's green. What is that one?
Portable fuel filter.
Yep.
But that's not is that a hydrophobic?
That's what I'm looking for. I don't see that on there.
Vertical
might-
design.
Clearing out junk,
Right. Looks like
Because,
somebody copied it.
because that's only $17 and a big Mr. Funnel probably costs about $50 for that size.
So here's a Mr. Funnel right here.
That's what you're looking for.
This is the one.
How much is that? I can't see it.
It's $59.70.
No, $30.01. Oops, I just screwed up. Hold on.
But you see what that one is on that Mr. Funnel. That one's double the volume. So that one I think is what that's 12 gallons a minute.
This one here.
Yeah, the one that the $59 one is that the
Yeah,
12 gallon.
12 gallons a minute.
Yeah.
Well, here's 5 gallons a minute, $30.64.
Yeah.
But that's a fuel filter. I don't know that that's what is it? Hydrophobic?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's the link to the actual one I bought. So why did it bring up so many pages? There we go. This is the one I bought. Yeah, that one's got dual filters in there. That's like, I think that one does diesel also.
Okay.
That was somebody's fireworks.
Thought I heard.
I mean, water, yeah, so that I could see would be valuable to have.
Yeah, that one, that's the one I got. And if you look down, there's a chart and it shows you what each filter does. The F3 does marine, recreation, lawn, and generators. So the F8 and the F15 are made for like tractors and bulldozers and stuff. You don't need that. So the F1 or the F3 will do what we need. They're all labeled like that, AF1, AF8, AF3, you know.
I wonder if that big one that does the 12 gallons a minute, I wonder if that one will fit on top of one of those VR racing jugs where you can just sit there and then pour gas into it. So when you pour it into your VR racing jug, it actually makes
Oh.
sure that water in it.
Yeah, this is, oh, I see what you're saying. That big part. Yeah, I think it'll fit right in there because that's a big opening there, but let me click. I can't see what there we go. Yeah, this is pretty big around right here. I mean, this part will obviously fit, but that might actually fit in there too, because it's got that big cap on the V3P racing, whatever jugs. That's the same thing I got. So I'll have to check that tomorrow.
Yeah, V whatever it is. I thought it was VR. Maybe it's something else.
I don't know. It is something racing.
But yeah, that'd be pretty good because, you know, I do all my mixing in one of those big jugs, the racing jugs, and I keep all my gas in red 5-gallon jugs. So when I'm pouring it into the racing jug, it probably would be smart to run it through one of those hydro. What?
Well, putting a coffee filter inside your funnel will get the trash out of it, but it's not going to stop water from going through there. That's what that's filters for, is to take
Right.
the water out of the gas.
That's what I want. Make sure that there's a,
Right.
especially if it sits around for a while. What are you doing, dogs?
It definitely costs more for a filter, but you don't have to replace this filter that's in the center. It's just good for however long. I don't know. It's not like a replaceable filter.
Hey, Will,
Yeah,
check out my my Merry Christmas thing that I still have up.
Wow. Removes water,
Nice.
dirt, and debris from gasoline, diesel, heating oil, and kerosene. Anti-static, self-cleaning, no replacement parts. There you go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get one of those. I've been debating about it. Let's ask everybody in the super chat. Have you guys ever got one of these Mr. Filters? And if you have you used it? Do you like it? If you see anything, Will or Steve in the super chat, or Mike or Linda, let me know, because I can't see the super chat right now. But I am, you know, who's been using it? You know, does it work? Do they recommend it? I mean, other than Gary Berry making the video,
Yeah.
and any other bit there.
I'm gonna give them a link to that video from Scary Barry. Y'all can watch it and then decide for yourself if you want. Do you not use non-ethanol? You know what's weird about that filter is from what he was saying, I think you can take the ethanol out of your gas, but there's a percentage ratio you got to go by, because I think it reduces the octane too. So you have to be careful with that.
26 ounces per gallon of fuel. Let it
There
sit.
you go. So you'd have to add 26 ounces of water for every gallon of fuel that you had in there, and then run it through the filter.
That reminds me, just the tip 10.0 is done, but I'm not going to release it till tomorrow night. So,
Oh, 4th of July special. All right.
Nice. I might, if it's not raining, if we've got good weather, probably running a live stream as I'm up flying. Hopefully, you know, seeing fireworks. Make sure there is no TFRs. But I don't know if there's any TFRs for, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. I assume
Yeah.
that
Big cities.
I assume that if there's going to be a big city
Right.
firework, they might have a TFR. Has anybody ever seen any TFRs for fireworks? I don't think I've ever looked.
I
no,
think Bill was saying they were going to do TFRs, but yeah, I think it'd be the big cities. John Wayne says he uses one of the filters, but he uses it for his tractor.
Okay.
I mean, you could always just, if you had some gas that's old or bad, you can pour some water in it and then run it through the filter and see what happens. And pour it in a glass jar and then see how much water is left over. You might get a drop or two, run it through one more time, and then all the water will be gone.
well, now see, I was talking about making ethanol-free fuel. I mean,
Yeah.
water would go to the bottom anyways, wouldn't it?
The water always sinks to the bottom, but it's hard to,
You
it's
siphon
almost
from
like
the top.
racking wine. You have to pour it out and not let the water go out if you wanted to
No,
do.
you siphon it. You siphon it from the top.
Yep. You can do it that way. I mean, a lot of people do it like that because all the water goes to the bottom. Or you can just pour it through this filter and let it do its thing. I don't know.
There you go. You're looking around, Sean. Is it about to storm?
Ooh, that reminds me.
We got people that are turning on blowers and
Leaf
weed
blowers.
eaters and stuff.
What jerk.
My wine should be done.
So we were
Your
talking, Sean.
what? Your wine?
Yeah.
Wine?
Wow.
I
We
made
went on a wine tangent apparently. Whoa, wine, let's go get wine.
I made 3 jugs of it.
So hey, we were talking the other day, Sean, and I remember I told you I fixed the elbow on my exhaust.
Yeah,
I haven't tested it out yet. And man, it was a bit of a challenge because I didn't have the right tool. I didn't have the spring pull tool.
right.
So I used that pick, which made it really challenging because those springs are strong.
They are strong.
So yeah, it pretty much went without a hitch. I've got to put the safety wire on it. And then I'll call it a day, but I'm kind of looking forward to getting back up in the air. It's been a while.
Do you use the what do you use the 0.32 safety wire?
I think that's what it is. Right here.
If you guys safety wire, do you use the 0.32? Or what do you use for your safety wire? Also, too, do you use the safety wire tool to spin your wires, or do you do it manually, like with wires or something? I guess I'm asking people in the super chat also.
Mine, the 26 ELE. Yeah, that's 31 mil, 31.
31,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually 32. So, I mean, most of it is. You want to use the pliers. The
Kevin,
wires
yes,
with pliers if
that's-
it's going to be a long run.
Will wants to make ethanol-free fuel, correct?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I just buy it.
Oh, well, Kevin was saying, Will want to make ethanol-free fuel?
Oh,
Like,
no, I was saying that to make ethanol-free fuel, you add 26 ounces of water per gallon of gasoline and then let it set overnight and siphon off the top because the ethanol is more soluble in water than it is in gasoline, so it'll settle to the bottom.
Yeah, the ethanol bonds to the water,
Okay.
molecule.
Okay,
Thanks.
so say that again. And what kind of water? I assume that you'd use like distilled water or something if you want to do that, right?
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm just talking water. I'm not that fancy.
Well, distilled water is your pure water. If you use tap water, it's full of all sorts of particles.
Bromine.
But then you would filter it,
Yeah.
right? I mean, before it's gonna take a while for you to get in the air if you have to do all that. But then I wasn't thinking the only time I can't really think of a time that I would want to make my own ethanol fuel. Even if I was in a pinch like I was in Florida, I just used any fuel I could find and
Right.
and it got me through. But and you're right about the octane thing too. It increases the octane, ethanol does, so you gotta start off with a higher octane.
Right. Yeah, I forgot what
That's something too.
ethanol bonds to. It's
That's
the hydrogen or the oxygen that's in water. It binds to that. That's what pulls the ethanol out of the gas. But I read it somewhere. I had to look it up again, but yeah. And Will's right. Yeah, it's like 26 ounces per gallon.
26 ounces of water per gallon, and then
Yep.
you fill. It's weird.
And then it'll sink to
Let
the
it
bottom.
set.
The ethanol adheres to the water and it sinks to the bottom. Then the top gas is ethanol free.
out of his corn.
There's no corn in ethanol.
I thought that's what I was made out of.
There's no corn nuggets.
I don't know.
Yeah, the corn floats to the top.
Corn
Yeah.
nuggets. Yeah, so
Yeah.
fancy
Hey, we
stuff
do
coming,
have
yeah.
some.
That's
What's
crazy,
up,
man.
Gavin? How you doing, man?
Hey,
Man, what's going on, man?
I got a question for everyone. We're talking about non-ethanol fuel, all right? For as long as I can remember, I've always used the 87 octane non-ethanol. I know that people are, it's recommended for the 93 or the higher octane for paramotors, but I've never done that. And I have lots of power and I don't have any knocking and I've had no problems with my motors. So I guess here's a question, I guess a poll. How many people use non-ethanol? And if they do use non-ethanol, what octane do you use in your paramotor? I use 87.
I
Yes,
I use non-ethanol and I use whatever's available at the pump.
Yeah.
But now there is something that this is interesting. If you've been to a Buc-ee's,
Yes.
they have non-ethanol and they have two different versions of non-ethanol. They've got
Yeah,
a really low octane and then like a regular higher octane. So you got to be careful with that. I discovered that.
So they got like an 87 octane non-ethanol,
I think
93.
it's even lower than that. I mean, it's like yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Even I don't want to put that in my motor.
Well,
So
you
Says it's
know-
13 ounces of water per gallon, but I don't know.
lower the octane, the more power it has. So a 93 octane has less power than the 87 octane.
yeah, stick with 26, Steve, and you're better to err on the side of safety.
Right, right.
So what's the
There's
disadvantage?
a few videos on YouTube of how to make your own free ethanol gas at home without any tools. So there you go. If you want to try to do that because you don't have an ethanol gas station or non-ethanol gas station near you, then there you go.
Yes, I'm with you too, Sean. I don't pay attention to the octane so long as it's, regular gas station. And I think mine's a little higher than 87 though.
No, I just mean that there's more power in lower octane. So if you get 87 octane gas, that has more power in it than 93 octane. So if you're getting pings in your engine, they usually say go to a higher octane because it has less power. So why would you want to fly your paramotor with less powered gas? I've been flying with 87 non-ethanol and I've had no problems with it.
I hate the pings. I hate the pings.
What did you say, Linda?
You guys are talking about this high octane and all the stuff, which is like way over my head. So the only thing I think of to say was like, I hate the pings. I just hate those pings.
It's just like,
It's not going to be a good day when you get up in the air, with the pings going on. Gosh,
Tony, you don't use 100 octane race fuel.
what does
Sure.
the ping? What does the ping sound like? Does it sound like ping?
Yeah,
Is that what the motor sounds like?
what- I don't know, Linda. That's a Sean question.
Does a two-stroke actually ping?
Oh no, my motor's pinging. I can't go up in the air today.
Four strokes.
no, when your car pings,
Oh, you're talking
car,
about
and
the
they-
car. I
like-
thought you were talking about your paramotor.
then you go to a 93 in your car if you got pings in it.
Will, didn't you say there's an app? I probably already downloaded it to find non-ethanol gas stations near you.
Pure gas, I think it's called Pure Fuel or Pure Gas. Just type
Oh.
in Pure.
Mhm.
And it'll pop right up.
Do
Yeah.
you guys have problems finding non-ethanol gas? Because
I've
it's
only done it once.
They're around. I just haven't seen. Wow.
Oh,
Seven-
trouble finding it.
yeah.
No,
The
Okay.
closest one to me is 15 miles away.
Because it's everywhere. We got, I mean, all the Murphys at Walmart they have non-ethanol, all the Casey's, the Bucky's, the Come and Goes. I mean, seems like everybody is has the non-ethanol, or at least a tank or two or a pump or two. I haven't had any.
It seems to be easier to find in the country than it is in the city, and I guess that's because of the farmers and stuff using it.
Right.
Is that what's going on? So you guys in the city, if you are in the city and you're in the super chat, do you have any problem finding non-ethanol gas? If you guys see any answers, let me know.
Thought that would be off-road diesel. I could see them having
Yeah,
trouble finding off-road diesel in
They
the
got
city.
off-road. Well, you wouldn't have off-road
Yeah,
diesel in the
In
city,
the city, right, I could see
but over here
that,
you got
but
off-road diesel.
the ethanol gas,
They should have non-ethanol gas. I mean, everywhere,
Everywhere.
even over here in this little town.
we got it in Winfield, Alabama, so.
Even
Yeah, but you're in the country.
over in the country, down the road.
So do they call it unleaded 88 non-ethanol? Is that unleaded 88?
That would, if it's so long as it says non-ethanol, that's it.
Yeah, I tried to find some in my area. It says none found.
So the app is called Pure Gas.
Yeah, I did that one, and there's one 18 miles from here, but
Yeah, but the winds are usually like 14, 15 miles an hour. You'll be there in no time, man.
just so you're saying fly to it. All right. Yeah, that's not good.
I've
Where-
never seen it out of Walmart though, so that's interesting.
Murphy's,
Yeah, that's like Walmart, right?
yeah.
Where you live at, Scuba?
I'm in Virginia, the east
That's what-
coast, almost by Virginia Beach. Which that's the closest one is in Virginia Beach.
So Tony really does, he's saying he really does use 100 octane race fuel without ethanol.
Wow.
There you go then. See?
What do you use, Linda? The other Linda?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have my own
Yeah,
equipment.
You then, I don't have a vehicle.
Oh,
anymore.
I
I don't
answer
need-
better if you
I don't
call me
need one up
Kramer,
here.
but I don't have my
Kramer.
own equipment yet, but I live right next to the airport, so I'm gonna use avgas.
Yeah. A lot of people use avgas. That stuff's real expensive too. But I mean,
It's not, I have a diesel truck. Avgas is less than diesel half the time.
really?
Yeah.
I haven't tried running diesel in mine yet. Have you, Sean? Oh, dang.
Paramotor.
No, my truck is diesel. I wouldn't use the same gas tank for my truck and my motorcycle and a paramotor.
Tommy Sutherland, have you watched my video yet? I think he has, and I haven't even put it out, but he says it's important to get non-ethanol fuel from a pump that is specifically for non-ethanol. And that is very true because you don't know what the person before you got, and you could be getting up to a third a gallon of other stuff, mystery
Yeah.
gas.
Yep, that is true.
Oh.
Yeah, all of our pumps that I've seen are all dedicated.
Yeah. I've seen them quite a few times where they're, it's just like you pick, it's got one nozzle and you get to, pick the grade.
And I bet you $10 that last person did not do non-ethanol.
Yeah, you know it. They went for the El Cheapo. I guarantee it.
I tell you what, I've seen a huge difference because our Jeep takes the E85 gas, and so I checked when I went to on my last trip. I filled it up with the E85, and I was getting about 15 miles to the gallon. Then the next tank I filled it up with the regular gas, and I was getting about 20 miles to the gallon. Then I filled it up again with non-ethanol, which was really expensive, but I was getting almost 30 miles to the gallon in the Jeep.
Wow.
So Huge difference.
Wow. Yeah, I'd like to circle back if we could. We were talking about the springs that hold on the exhaust elbow on the Moster. They're real strong springs, but Mike, you were talking about or maybe it was you, Sean, you were talking about the width or whatever of the cable.
Yeah.
The gauge, I guess. This says 50 pounds. So what do you use, Mike? You
I
remember?
usually use 32,000s.
32 thousandths. So then this would not be, this, according to this, wouldn't be strong enough. Because it's
Yeah.
26, but it seems like it's really thick.
Yeah, so you can get the thick stuff like that. That's no problem if you do it. But when you actually do the safety wire usually comes in the 0.32 thickness, which is really not that thick. But use that to safety wire aircraft, springs on our paramotors, and even our bolts on the props. If you keep the bolts. If you keep your prop on your paramotor and you don't want to take it off anytime soon, you can safety wire your prop bolts too. So is
Well,
anything in the super chat about using the 0.32 or some of their safety wire on their paramotor? Or do we not have a lot of people?
no, I don't know how many people we have, but I can tell you this is a really good learning experience. Let's see, we've got 15 watching right now, probably 30 in the other show. But so when I ordered this, I didn't even think about that, and I certainly didn't search for safety wire. So probably what I got was more for like hanging pictures.
Really? You didn't search and say safety wire, automotive safety wire?
Nope. No, I did now, and I'm seeing that, yeah, apparently there's a difference. So here's 0.32, 100 foot of it. Dang, it's even cheaper.
Yeah, it's not that expensive because everybody uses it. Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
And then, of course, you also need, I've got crimps. I don't know if there are special safety wire safety crimps.
yeah.
Yeah, they are, and they also spin too. So you clip it in, and then you pull the knob, and it spins it. That's where you get your good spin safety wire.
What's up, Mr. Paramotor Crazy?
What they got?
And you see these?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you got the picture hanging, so
I'm ready to go to town, man. Got a picture to hang?
you got a picture hanging. You got 100 feet. Yeah, you can hang a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
You don't safety wire anything on your paramotor, John? What?
He probably has his spring safety wired.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, I guess mine came with safety wires on all the springs, so I haven't had to change any yet, knock on wood. Well, I don't have enough hours on it to worry about it yet.
I not only safety wire, but I also put heat shrink around it too.
Yeah.
Now, there's another question, because I've heard a debate on that. If you put the shrink on it, you could be keeping the spring from doing the job the spring was intended to do. Now, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying those are the arguments.
Okay.
And the other
What-
argument, and I'm not sure, I can't remember what the other argument was, but what the intended purpose, I actually emailed Viterazzi about this specific thing, about what is the specific purpose for the heat shrink on the springs. Haven't heard back from them yet.
Oh, that's got to be so that it doesn't rub up on the exhaust and vibrate, make a high pitch
Rattle?
vibrate.
For rattling?
Yeah,
I-
for rattling, that's all. You don't even have, you don't want to heat shrink it. You don't want to like have it to where it's tight on the spring.
Heat shrink is strictly to keep it, in case it does break, to keep the spring from going through your prop. That's the only reason why you heat shrink it. The same thing that you safety wire. You just, if it does break, we don't want it to go through our prop. So anything that you don't want to go through your prop, you safety wire, you Loctite, heat shrink. You got to do something. So, in case something does happen, it doesn't go through your prop.
I guess that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that makes sense, but I mean, the safety wire would protect it from doing that too, wouldn't it? It goes through all the springs.
I like to
Yeah.
have safety upon safety and backups upon backups. That's
Now,
all.
I saw a picture on Facebook. Now, I don't know if this is fake or if it happens. This guy apparently was foot dragging water and it damaged his prop big time. Can that happen from water? I guess if you're going fast enough and
Well, first of all, how fast do props go? And have you ever jumped in water 100 feet from a cliff? The water's kind of hard from that
yeah,
height.
yeah, it's like concrete. So yeah, I could see if he was going fast and did it, but I don't know.
Hard water, yeah.
Here's some hard water.
I know, when you go through gravel and you foot drag, you can really damage your prop, but this was water and it just destroyed his prop. It put a lot of spots on it.
I could see it happening. I mean, spinning at what, how many
Like,
thousand
well, it
RPM?
depends. At least six, I'd say he's going about 6,000 RPM, maybe 7,000.
Yeah,
That much? Come on now. I don't
Okay,
think
yeah,
it's that high.
Y'all see this?
yeah, that's what
He was zooming across the water.
So this is,
4,500.
this is what you're talking about right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we get that right there, and then the tool right above it on that pass on the other screen, the red one.
Oh, right above it.
Yeah, so go back.
Mm.
Safety, he's looking at the safety
There.
lock wire and then the red tools right above it.
Right there. Yep.
Either one, the black or the red.
Who is going to moonshiners? David Wolf says.
Where that safety wire? I get it in the can, man. It's easier. That way it doesn't come on spool.
I don't think I can make it, David. Maybe Will's going. I don't know.
Yes, David, I am definitely going to Moonshiners. That's 100%.
There you go.
Get it in the can. Yeah, but look, it's 2.1 and that one is 0.41,
Yeah.
0.2.
You don't want 0.41. That's thick.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing 0.32.
The one that you
You have to search it. 0.32. Don't right down there below, wasn't there? Oh, that's the one that's like on not in the can.
the one that you need above, the one for $10 right there that you looked at originally, that
Yeah.
keeps from being unspooled. It only comes open a little bit and it unspools from the back. So it doesn't, it'll stay spooled on there. It has an anti,
It doesn't, like-
unspooling thing.
And anti-unspooling.
Yeah, an anti-spooling mechanism.
All right. Now, how about the crimps?
Man, don't use those crimps, man. That's the joke.
So basically you're twisting it with this tool.
Shows the tool. Yeah. So it crimps on, it holds onto it, and then you pull that thing on the very back, that silver thing, and that spins the whole thing. I need to do a video on it. I started doing video and then I forgot what we were doing and we stopped doing the video, but we're actually using these tools, putting on safety wire over at the school, and we started to do a video, but we stopped. Do you remember why we stopped? I don't remember why we stopped either. But
So the 6-inch be okay, or do I need the 9-inch?
we got we have multi inches.
Well, I'm a 1-inch kind of guy.
They're both the same price. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I just want,
Look,
seriously.
because sometimes they have dual. They have the small one and the big one together for like $20. So just do a search. Just keep on looking around. Just scroll down. You might be able to find a double pack.
You just get the
9
9
and 6
Yeah.
inches.
Yeah, there's
$34.
$26.95 for 2 piece, 9 and 6. Yeah, I don't see there's a $20.99 somewhere. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, right. Oh, wait, where did I see yeah, it's not dual. Man, you guys must be raking in the dough.
What? 34.
$28.99. Oh, well, look at that little
Yeah,
wire
yeah,
twisting.
There you
I
go.
worked with the large flyers for 5 years in the Army on helicopters. I didn't use those 6-inch flyers, man. Come on. Just get the 9-inch and call it good, Will.
Well, sometimes it's good to get the smaller one too. It's, you get into some tight spots, trying to
Yeah.
squeeze safety wires, and you might need that smaller one.
Yeah.
If I do need the smaller one, I think I'll just order it.
But see, you got that dual one for $26. Sometimes there's a lightning deal and they go down to $20 for 2 of them. So just, put them in your cart, because, you'll be notified when there's lightning deals, because you have it.
Time day's coming up.
Where do you see the $26 one?
It was down there under that lightning deal.
You could do this stuff by hand too.
Here we go. Right here.
Yeah, is that it? I can't really see on my.
$26.99. So, all right, I'll add it to the cart and make a decision later. I'll have to call my agent,
Yeah.
or no, not agent. What do you call them? Financial
Advisor. Yeah.
advisor. Let me get out of here. What's up, David Wolf? He's in the house.
I just replaced my springs. The kit comes with a safety wire, which is cut to fit. They have crimps that both ends of the wire get inserted. Yeah, I think Will's trying to do it yourself type thing instead of, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of, not intentionally, but that's just how it worked out. I ordered the elbow, which was 200 and something bucks, and then I didn't think to get the kit, because actually my springs were fine.
Oh, okay.
I could have replaced those at the same time, I guess, but I put the springs back on. I want to do the safety wire. And once I get the correct tool to pull the springs, it'd be easier to put the
Use some of that safety wire for the tool to pull it with. Make a couple of hoops, put it around it, and you can pull and put the spring on. And instead of you can buy the tool if you want, but
I got it. I got it on order. It'll be here
okay.
next day.
You could probably go to your local automotive store and just use for like brakes. They have like a spring puller. It's just a loop with a wire with a hook on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone was saying they use just like not a coat wire, but some kind of wire, and they can just, pull it up like that. But man, I'm telling you, those springs are strong.
They are strong.
You have to use a pretty stout coat hanger.
Yeah.
What? Talking about coat hangers now?
Yeah, to make a spring, I guess.
Right. We had to go get something to drink. We're getting thirsty.
You get
Is that what? Man, that can is either you got
That
really big
starry
hands
can.
or-
Yeah. It's like 7-Up and Sprite mixed together is what it tastes like, I think.
just a swig.
Yeah. You guys don't know that I have like basketball hands.
Aren't the mosquitoes biting you now out there? Because man, mosquitoes about a week or so ago
I
couldn't
think it's
even
just got some Red Bull
outside.
sized cans.
stand.
They don't like mosquitoes. My blood.
Who was that? Was that Scuba or Will this past Monday? You guys were talking about that Scout Zero. I checked it out.
Yeah, I was.
The what?
It was you? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's ready to spend $10,300. That guy. He already contacted me. And I'm like, yeah. You have to like get approved by him whether or not he even sells you one.
Wow. You have to get approved? I did not know that.
Right. You see, you check out their website and he says like he charges you just a part initially, like a part, like a, as an initial charge on your credit card. And then they call and talk to you and see if you're appropriate for them to sell you one. And then you have to send a wire transfer for the money.
Wow.
Dang, man.
So, I think what he's doing is he doesn't want all these things going out to Joe Schmo, whoever inexperienced, because you don't have a frame that the motor is pushing on. It's just pushing on your back. And then the risers actually push up against your chest. So you actually have to, according to his videos, you need to take the riser spreader, and make it tighter so that it hits you in the chest. So then when you're in the air, obviously you don't want to fly with your risers too narrow because of twisting. So then you got to release the riser, to separate it, to get back to normal, flying. So I think he just doesn't want some inexperienced people getting these and then giving the Scout Zero a bad name.
What
By
is this?
having-
What is
Huh?
this Zero? Is it like a Coke Zero?
No, the Scout Zero, which has a pod harness and an Atom 80.
God. Okay.
And it's the pod harness with the Atom 80 so that you can go up to altitude,
is.
turn it off, and
Gotcha.
thermal.
See, I knew right away what you were talking about when you said pod.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning the
See,
like
Linda knows.
paragliding lingo, like
Linda
paragliding.
is in the know. See, you
Yeah,
guys
she
gotta
is.
learn from Linda.
Now, so that's the Scout Zero, but the pod is different.
Yeah. The
No,
pod.
that's it. The pod is that fulcrum.
Ah.
It's a small enclosed
That's called by the company is called fulcrum for the pod.
fulcrum.
Yeah, fulcrum.
David
Pull
posted
that
a
one up, Bill.
message for you, Will. I'll let you read it because it's in chat.
What happened?
David said he's trying to get a special person from overseas to come to Moonshiners,
Well, that's
who
cool.
used to be really popular, but he didn't say who it is. So
Cool.
secret guest.
Yeah, I would have read it out loud as I was reading it, but I figured I should probably read it first in case he said, whatever you do, don't tell anybody.
Well, he did post it in the public chat.
And, no, that's cool. Moonshiners is just a special place. It's the winds are a little more challenging. They were real challenging 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
last year they were much better, and it's got a good feel to it. I like that flying. Help me, John.
John,
Don't tell anyone about the person I didn't tell you who it was.
Oh, man.
has anyone done any towing from like the ground towing here?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
did?
So
And
over
how
here,
high did you go?
Not very.
Not very. What did you think of it?
It was actually my very first experience becoming airborne in with a wing, but it was spooky. It first did it. It was like kind of took my breath away, and then that went away, and then it was really kind of cool. But I didn't go high enough because the field it just wasn't big enough, and the setup wasn't
What?
big enough.
You're close, John Wayne, but that's all I'm going to say for now. Elton John is close. Okay. John's got a tow rig. It's like a little Honda 50 scooter or something, but I guess
Oh,
Yeah.
we have a tow machine. It's a scooter tow.
yeah.
Well, if here's I'm going to give you my experience with it. So if you find yourself in this situation, don't do it. But it was a very narrow old country runway and trees on each side, kind of like similar to First Flight, Kitty Hawk. It's just, and so that's where I did my first tow. And so as soon as I went up, I had to come right back down, and I had never done it before. So if you're going to do a tow, it's best to do it in a wide open area, no obstacles, no nothing. You don't have to think about anything like that. You can concentrate on listening to your instructor.
Sod farm.
Sod farm's awesome. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm thinking about getting my own tow machine. It's called the E-Winch Mini from Florida. And use it out here at the dry lake bed because I'm getting tired of not being able to fly from these mountains because the wind direction doesn't line up great. This way I could fly in thermal my paraglider and you know.
How are you going to operate the tow machine and get up there at the same time? Or are you gonna have a tow operator for you?
No, it's remote control. So you hold like an RC car remote in your
Really?
hand. Yeah, and you do it yourself.
Huh. Now that's
It
a
has like over 4,000 feet of line on it. So if you stretch it out, say if you stretch it out 2,000, you should get 1,000-foot tow.
dang.
1,000 feet, man. And free flying, baby.
There you go.
So how do you, I mean, because when you're doing the tow normally, aren't there two quick releases, like one at the glider side and then one on the motor side?
No, sometimes they have what they call a guillotine cut at the winch side. And then that's usually when you have when you're doing a payout where the car is moving, but this is going to be stationary. I'll stick my truck. It attaches to the hitch of your truck or car, and I'll put it out like 2,000 feet out. And then I'll use the winch myself with the remote. And basically your only outs are going to be carry a hook knife if you have to, and also the release of the bridle.
Huh.
So you should always carry a hook knife no matter what you're flying. I don't care if you're flying on the beach, you're flying a paramotor, you better have a hook knife.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So this winch, it is designed for paragliders?
Yeah, it's for the E-mini. I'm getting the mini one, which is meant for solo only towing, but they have a standard and he's getting a max to where they can do tandems. And the max is, I think that standard and the max, he said, is capable of towing up hang gliders too.
Do you have a link to that? Because I have not seen that, and that looks really interesting. And
Yeah.
if you do, can you give it to Will so he can put it up on, or Steve, or whoever's on a computer to share the
Well,
screen?
I'll put it in the chat
That'll
right
work.
here.
David, it is not a Logitech remote like they used in the Ocean Gate sub.
Did you see that, Mike? Dave Wolf says, no, that was the wrong one. You had the right one, Steve. He says, you operate with a remote control. Is that the same controller they used in the Ocean Gate sub? What could
No,
go
it's an
wrong?
actual RC. It's an actual RC remote, not some gay Nintendo.
Right.
Isn't that like a Nintendo thing that they used?
Got those little ones, the small one that came off with the rubber band.
The small one is ridiculous. If I would have seen that walking in there, I would have been like, oh no, I'll walk away right away. You kidding me?
I mean, it'll work.
Put it all the zip tie.
Right, zip tie both of them.
So yeah, it's a remote control, and then you just have to tow yourself up and then release, and then you can rewind it in. I think it has like an auto wind like on the controller. So then it'll wind it back in while you're flying.
So it has a drogue chute on it too, huh?
Yeah, he comes with a drogue chute, and I think he actually has a parafoil, like a little parafoil.
Really?
So that if you were flying in a place where you got a lot of bushes or trees nearby, it'll keep it in the air
That's neat.
longer and create more tension so that it doesn't get
Right.
down on the ground and get drugged through the weeds.
Yeah, that is so cool.
What is this one? Self-towing for paragliding winch, long-range remote control for $399 on eBay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing on Etsy.
Is there any?
Oh yeah, it is Etsy. My bad.
I put it in the chat. There's a link in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
didn't come through.
Yeah, it won't show.
It won't
Put it
show
up
if you.
too.
Not unless you're a moderator.
You know, or did Kramer leave or what?
No?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, Kramer's gone.
Oh, must
Uh-oh.
have dropped out.
I want to see this. I want to see a video of this thing Is there any
Oh.
videos there?
Yeah, the
Um,
video on the main website. Can someone pull up, Will, can you pull up that Miami paragliding?
Oh, okay, Miami. Well, that's,
Pull up this Miami paragliding. And then go to the shop or e-winches.
oh, here we go.
There's
Ooh,
video.
that one's $9,000.
You know, that's the more expensive one. They got 8,300. And
Okay,
that comes with a big battery.
so where is this now? So where do I go here?
Just
Here,
go
I'll
to
put the link.
e-winch.
I'll put a
e-winch
link in
shop.
chat. That's for the $9,000 one, but you might be able to find it from that.
Will, go over to shop or e-winch. What is that? Right there. Go to that mini, the mini one to the right.
Oh, there it
There
is.
you go. There you go. Right there.
$82.95. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
6
That-
kilowatts of tow power.
Now scroll down and there's a video of him actually using it.
Yeah, then I didn't.
There's not?
Scrolling down.
No,
I'll see a video.
maybe you have to go to the one where it says shop.
Maybe the bigger one.
Maybe the bigger one. Because usually has a video. You go scrolling,
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
seeing it.
not seeing it. Does he have videos up top? If you go up top, I think there's some over there. YouTube. Go over where it says YouTube to the right. Left, down, right on the bar.
Yeah, there we go. Happy users send in their own e-winch video.
Okay, so I'm not seeing that.
Go up above, up.
Yeah, there's
Where it
a
says
there's a
YouTube.
tab at the top that says YouTube. Click on that.
Maybe it's being hid by the,
Go
Yeah,
up,
see it now,
go up,
YouTube, keep
shop.
going to the right. Or I'm watching the stream, so that'll be slow, but
okay, so,
yeah, see where it
Right.
says YouTube in blue? No,
oh, yeah,
there you go, right there. And then the very first one will be a video. As soon as it populates.
yeah, but I didn't.
Not that one. That's a freaking thing. Keep
Here's
going
a
down.
jet ski towing. Here, this one.
Says
Right there.
e-winch. Oh,
That
there we
one
go.
right there.
Got it. All right, so I've got to stop sharing and then start sharing so that I can optimize the video. And hopefully that'll make a difference. If there's sound, I'll turn it off, I guess.
A day of payout, towing on e-winch.
Does that make it better?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
What I want to know is, how are you going to control the remote if you have your hands on your A's and your brakes and everything? How are you going to use the remote in your hand?
How do you
I'm
how do you
like-
control the throttle on your paramotor?
Yeah.
That's
Throttle.
It's the same.
Well,
as
that's
like
a
holding the
throttle.
on
I mean, is the
paramotor.
remote like a throttle?
It
Yeah.
must.
Oh, okay. Well, then, okay. I thought it was like a normal type remote.
Oh, you know an RC car remote? What
Yeah,
they look
yeah.
like?
Oh, yeah. Those have little triggers.
Yeah, it's a trigger thing.
Cool.
But he's doing a payout here where he's driving. And so it just pulls the line out and kites you up just like a kite.
So the Mini is not a payout?
No, it's not designed for payout. You have to get the standard one. The Mini is for like pay in only where you use the remote.
Okay. But we don't see that video yet, right? That's not.
No,
on
there's
video.
probably further down.
Okay.
If you go to the next one, he'll show you where he actually uses it to do a self
Pay in,
launch.
pay out. That one says both.
Well, that's just showing you better. That's showing you how he hooked it up to the back of his
Okay.
SUV.
okay. To
Okay,
not
so
this-
let's consider the e-winch.
The next one should be
Self tows.
there.
Oh,
There it goes. Self.
there.
Yeah. So he's got the remote in his hand. And you'll see he'll show it when he goes up. Oh, that.
Oh,
guy's-
there's another guy's got the remote, but okay.
He's towing up probably a student right now.
Man,
Yeah.
I need to drop that freaking remote.
Yeah.
I bet we can put a remote on that scooter tow.
That's pretty freaking cool.
And it looks like he's holding an antenna in his left hand, which probably gives that remote even more range. So, yeah, he had it. I saw the antenna sticking up. I don't know if that was.
Where? The antenna's back at the vehicle.
Yeah, man, you can't even see the vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So he's
far.
gonna pull this guy up to like probably 1,600 feet.
It looks like one of those radar things the cops use.
Uh,
I've seen a few of those in my lifetime. Don't you point that at me.
That's freaking pretty cool right there.
See, and I fly from a dry lake bed, so I can go pretty much any direction, whichever way the wind is. I'm not restricted like they are with, having a car path.
Where you put it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, and you won't have to adjust your carburetor either.
No carburetor. No, I was gonna use, I talked to him too about using my electric paramotor battery. And he said he can change out the controller module. I think he's gonna charge me like an extra $300. And then I can use my electric paramotor battery, a 100-volt battery instead of a 72-volt battery. So then I don't have to buy a battery. So his batteries are like $1,500. So I'll end up saving like $1,200 off by not getting his battery and using mine.
Bill H said he'd come visit you, Sean, if you give him a tow.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Ooh,
anybody wants to come over, we'll tell you.
Yeah. So that
Because-
whole setup was what, $8,000?
We're towed.
8,300.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be kind of cool for like a club to kind of,
Yeah.
several people or whatever, kind of get together and have a lot of fun.
Have it on the other side, then just use the remote to go up. That sounds like.
I don't worry about the liability though, if someone has an incident and I own the winch, you know what I mean?
Very true.
Yep, sign waivers.
Yeah. What's that old saying? Waivers are only as good as the paper they're printed on.
Yeah, yeah. But at least they try.
They try. That's the idea. I'm thinking about that, but I don't know. It's
We
between
got a
the two
guy
of them.
that just moved to Virginia. He's a paraglider. And I was like, man, you moved to the wrong state for paragliding. Not unless he can get towed up. I mean, like you were saying, it's kind of flat. That's why you need that tow machine. So it's like that here too, unless you go way on the west side of Virginia, then you can get to the mountains.
Well, they got mountains over there, don't they? By West Virginia and
Yeah.
Western Virginia.
Yeah, over there, but on the East Coast, it's flat.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's probably hard to find an open space anyway to do it.
Yeah, it is.
Well, anyways,
Will, what do you think?
you're talking about real tow. I have never done anything remotely close to that. That's a whole other world there.
Will, what do you think the chances I can get like one of these small private airports to let me tow from it?
Probably pretty good because I mean, like the airport I fly out of, it's really, it's got glider activity and stuff like that. And they're always towing. And of course it's an airplane that's towing them up, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's a crapshoot. You really don't know what the manager's going to say at one of these places.
Well, because the one place I'm thinking is called Sandy Valley Sky Ranch, and it's a private airport, like, where people actually like have houses and they can drive out of their hangar and taxi down the road and
Right.
to get to the runway. And I thought about it because in the wintertime, when we get rain here, the dry lake bed where I would use it will be inaccessible because of the water. So then I was thinking, well, if I have this tow winch, I'm going to have to find somewhere else to tow from. So I was wondering if I went and approached maybe the airport manager or the HOA, whoever runs it, if they would let me tow from like the side of the runway.
Yeah. Well, the question I would have is because the video we just watched, that car was so far away, you couldn't even see it. So would you be able to get enough distance between you and the glider?
Well, how long are runways? Are they usually like 4,000 feet?
I mean, they could be, it could be 2,000, it could be 1,500, it could be 5,000 or 8,000. I mean, depending. I mean, my best guess would be 5,000 foot. That's about, so
About
I don't know
normal?
how, yeah, I don't know how much you need.
Well, there's only 4,000 feet of line.
Okay,
So a 4,000 foot runway would give me, I can get like a 2,000, 2,500 foot tow off of that.
really only trying to get the person up there so that they can thermal on their own,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But also too, you guys got to remember too, that you are really shooting up at a fast angle upward. I mean, you can climb very, very fast with the tow machine, faster than any paramotor you ever jumped on. Some of my the quickest altitudes I've ever got to was on a tow, and even my 220 can't climb as fast as a tow machine can pull you. Even my little 49cc scooter tow at quarter throttle can pull me up so fast, it's ridiculous. It's insane how much power 80 cc's is. I mean, 50cc scooter tow is. It can really haul you up there quick.
Yeah. Shane's Planet Shane says tow lines at an airport seem sketch. And the more I'm thinking about it, that's right there in the freaking pattern. And the tow line itself is probably not going to be real easy to see. So, I mean, I could see an airplane easily running into that.
Just
So,
like that video that we saw where somebody was being towed in the airport underneath, right? Everybody saw that one, I'm sure.
yeah. Or the kites at the beach where
Yeah.
see
Where
that?
you see that one where the guy was being towed up and then the airplane went right next to his tow line
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the paraglider.
Yeah. So I could see that being an issue.
Hmm. Yeah, I think in that airport though, a lot of these guys are like, they like to fly at the crack of dawn. And if I'm flying, because when it gets warmer and it's more thermic, maybe they're like already back from their $100 hamburger run,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just, I guess, depending on what the manager's gonna say. Of course, they can put out the warnings, like when there's skydive activity or whatever, they'll make an announcement.
That's
On
true.
the ASOS or AWAS or whatever. So, yeah.
Guess you got to be pretty careful around those hot air balloons too, right? Some people get a little bit, sometimes seeing some of the videos, that some of them get a little bit too brave, like they want to fly right by them and think it's all cool, but you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
you got to be smart, I guess, when you're up there, right? Be safe, but
Yeah, if you know the pilot, which I mean, I know a hot air balloon pilot, and she's like, yeah, get as close as you want. And legally, you can get as close as you want to any other aircraft, so long as you don't create a collision hazard. So, I mean, that's like fly formation and stuff like that. But if you don't know them and they don't know you, yeah, it probably make them a little nervous if you're just buzzing them.
there's no like, so there's no like law or something that when you guys go up in the air that you can only, when there's hot air balloons around, that you can only, you have to keep your distance or whatever it is.
You should keep your distance.
So you don't get fined,
If,
that kind of thing.
You should keep your distance. If you know the pilot and you're coordinating with the pilot, then you're golden. Typically, what I do with the hot air balloon is don't fly over them, don't fly under them. I just kind of fly around at a safe distance, give them their wide berth, see if they wave. If they don't wave after I've waved, then I just mosey on. Because some people, one time I took some really nice footage of this hot air balloon, and he landed somewhere out. I can't, I'm not at the airport. And then I landed at the airport, and I spent probably an hour trying to track this guy down to see where he landed at. Finally found him, and he was already had his basket loaded and everything. I followed him probably 15, 17 miles to where he went to this church. And man, the guy was a complete jerk. I was just going to give him some nice footage of his hot air balloon. So not all pilots are quite the same. But most of them are pretty gosh darn cool.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering about that.
Oh,
So do the hot air balloon people, do they carry radios like you guys do? Do they have somebody that's on the ground that's talking to them the whole time?
They got a chase team.
Or, oh, that, okay, okay. The ones and they have like their truck? They're in like a little pickup truck or something? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
And they follow them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I haven't been around hot air balloons since I left Arizona, so yeah. I was wondering. Used to see them all the time in the fall time. You'd see them out there. That was a big deal. I think in Albuquerque, they just had one in the fall,
is that
or
the big
November
one?
or something. Albuquerque, yeah, had a big yeah, hot air balloon event. Yeah. Yeah, they used to fly over my house all the time when I lived in Paradise Valley. Near Paradise, or they used to fly out of Paradise Valley, I believe, but that was way back, like 1980 something, before, everything was built up then in the North Valley kind of thing. So,
Yeah,
well, this was fun tonight.
it was.
yeah, I'm working on about 2 hours of sleep. I couldn't fall asleep last night, so I definitely got to check out.
Oh, boy. We know how you are when you don't get your beauty sleep.
Well, I got to get up early. If I'm going to go fly tomorrow, I've got to be up there, right at the crack of dawn. That's what I'm going to try to do, which I think it's sunrise at 5:51. So I want to try to catch it early before the
Oh,
thermals pick up or anything.
you get your beauty sleep.
But I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. Make sure you stay safe, fly safe, and stay out of the fireworks. Don't light anything too close to yourself.
There you go. I used to like to play with sparklers. Used to love sparklers.
You're pretty safe with that.
That was so fun. It was. I used to,
Just the tip 10.0 tomorrow. Can't wait to see that. All right, catch you guys later.
Looking
Later,
forward.
Gators.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.
Bye,
See y'all
everybody.
later.
Bye,
See ya.
Linda. Thank you.
Be safe.
Bye. Thank you.
Night, Craig.
Later.
Night, y'all.